I thought it could be interesting for you guys to see in the United States just how cheap we're getting cars here in Australia. The new BYD Seagull costs 15,000 US dollars, about 23,000 Australian dollars. And there is also another car, which in some ways is a little bit bigger and a bit nicer than the Seagull. It's made by Geely. It's the second best-selling EV this year in China. It's called the Xingyuan, and that's coming to Australia as well. But other markets are getting these cars as well. These are becoming global cars now. They're going to Europe. They're going to various different markets around the world. The United States, because of its rules, because it hates everything from China, or at least some parts of the US government do anyway, you guys are going to be missing out, which kind of really does suck. So here are the prices of the new Geely Xingyuan and the BYD Seagull, and also the Motor A10, which is a very cheap, affordable electric SUV coming from China as well. These three EVs are going to be priced around that range of between 14,000 to 17,000 US dollars here in Australia. And I mean, you guys in America, you could get them if your government didn't block everything from China. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. YouTube's new algorithm means that you're often not getting all of our videos in your feed. There's 7,500. I'm pretty sure you're probably not seeing a lot of them. In the description, there is a link to our newsletter. Click on that and you can get an update every day of all the latest news in the electric car industry. Two of the best-selling EVs in the world, even though they're mostly just sold so far, in terms of big numbers in China, are the BYD Seagull, which is called the A10, and the Geely Xingyuan. They're pretty similar prices to each other in China. The Xingyuan is bigger than the Seagull, has a little bit more range as well. So that's one of the reasons why it's selling so well. There's also a third car though. Let's have a look at this one, the Motor A10. This is going to be like a little SUV, pretty small car, but it's going to be very, very affordable. Motor, by the way, just made a profit in the last quarter, third quarter of this year. They sold pretty much only EVs. So when we hear all these narratives from some of these YouTube channels saying no car companies in China are making money selling EVs, well, Motor are. No question they are. Anyway, the Motor A10 is going to be Motor's global car. Now remember, Motor they have a part joint venture with Stellantis. So you can buy Motor cars in Europe, you can buy them in Australia, you can buy them in, I think, about 45 different countries right now. This vehicle is a direct rival to the BYD Atto 3, but it will be potentially a bit more affordable than an Atto 3. It's 4,415 millimeters long and 1,885 millimeters wide. It has either a 52.2 kilowatt hour battery or a 67 kilowatt hour battery, and it has 160 kilowatt, 240 newton meters of torque. That's 220 horsepower. It's rear wheel drive as well, which I think is a good thing. There'll be an e-rev version as well, and it should get about 450 kilometers of range. So probably about 300 miles of range with that bigger battery pack, the 67 kilowatt hour battery. Now, the price is likely to be about 22,000 US dollars for this car. It's a direct rival to the Chevy Bolt. So the Chevy Bolt, it's about 30,000 US dollars. This is about 8,000 US dollars cheaper, but it's maybe a bit better, I think, in some ways. Now, getting back to the Geely, right? It's called the EX2 outside of China. In China, it's called the Xingyuan. And this is going to be a global car for all car markets, right? Australia it's coming in 2026. So I think first and second quarter of next year. It's scheduled to launch in markets across 5 continents within 12 months, says Geely. Now, Geely are the Geely Geome brand is the fastest growing car brand in the world. They've grown by about 180% this year versus last year. So they're being very, very aggressive. Right-hand drive markets like Thailand make Australia pretty much a certainty for this new car. In China, the EX2, which is obviously, like I said before, a rival to the BYD Seagull, it comes in 2 forms. There's a 58 kilowatt version with a 30 kilowatt hour battery. So yeah, not a lot of power in that one, but remember this is a pretty small car. But then there's a bigger battery pack, a 40 kilowatt hour battery as well. And that 40 kilowatt hour battery is going to give you about 350 kilometers of range, which is a bit more than what you get in the BYD Seagull. And I think the interior and the exterior of this car, look, for this price we're looking at, I mean, in China, you can get one of these for about 8,000 US dollars. For that price, this is an amazing car. You can really see why so many people are buying these in China. Fast charging, 30 to 80%, takes 25 minutes. Now, interestingly, this car is actually about the same size as a BYD Dolphin, but it's the price of a BYD Seagull, which is much smaller. It shows you Geely's being quite aggressive on pricing, and it's one of the key reasons why they're selling so well. The EX2 is 4,135 millimeters long. It's actually nearly as big as a Toyota Corolla. But because it's got a short bonnet and the Toyota Corolla's got a long bonnet, you probably find this would have a similar space on the inside to a Toyota Corolla. 4,135 millimeters long, so 4.1 meters and 1.8 meters wide. Now, despite its small size, Geely says the EX2 interior space surpasses expectations in the compact SUV segment. I mean, to be honest, guys, this is not an SUV. I'm not sure why they're saying that. But anyway, it's got a 70-litre frunk. So the front trunk has 70 litres of capacity. The boot is quite big, 375-litre boot. The Corolla boot is about 250 litres, so much bigger. And it's got 1,320 litres of storage with the rear seats folded flat. It's got an 8.8-inch digital instrument cluster, a 15-inch central touchscreen, or 14.6 inches to be exact, a 15-watt wireless smartphone charger, 256 colour interior ambient lighting, 6-speaker sound system, and 16-inch wheels. Good, small wheels give you more range and better ride comfort as well. So to kind of cap this off with the comparison here with the BYD Atto 1, which is called the BYD Seagull in most markets, but in Australia it's called the Atto 1 for some reason. That's priced at 24,000 Australian dollars, which is around about 15,000 US dollars. And for that price, it's very good. I think the Geely car will be a similar price, maybe only $1,000 more. But with the Seagull, there's two versions. The base model is 24,000 Australian dollars. The premium model is 28,000 Australian dollars. The base model gets a 30 kilowatt hour lithium iron phosphate battery. The premium gets the 43 kilowatt hour battery. Bigger pack, and therefore it's going to get more range. That 43 kilowatt hour battery gives you 310 kilometers of range. The smaller battery gives you 220 kilometers. So yeah, about 200 miles of range on the bigger battery option. Power, base model gets 65 kilowatt and the premium model gets 115 kilowatt. Torque, 175 newton meters for the base model, 220 newton meters for the premium. I think, to be honest, the torque figures are pretty good for both of these models. They're both front-wheel drive, curb weight, 1,294 kilograms. So that's about 2,800 pounds. And 0 to 100 takes 11 seconds in the base model and 9 seconds in the premium. Claimed energy consumption is 15.5 kilowatt hours per 100 for the base model and 16 kilowatt hours per 100 for the longer range premium model. To be honest, the efficiency is not particularly great, but that's pretty much the same with all BYD EVs for some reason, not sure why. AC charging is quite good at 11 kilowatt for both models, and maximum DC charging is 65 kilowatt for the base model and 85 kilowatt for the longer range model. My solar and batteries, I've got a 50 kilowatt hour battery here, and I've got a big solar array. So I pay $0 for electricity. That's including charging my electric car. Resync Solar is the company that I used. I'll put a link to them in the description below. If you want to charge from 0 to 100%, on AC, it takes 3.5 hours. 10 to 80% takes 30 minutes on a DC charger. It also does have vehicle to load, so you can power stuff if you wanted to using the battery pack. So how big is this car? Well, it's probably about 5 to 10% approximately smaller than the Geely GM Xingyuan. It's 4 meters long and 1,700 millimeters wide. So yeah, about 5 to 10% difference compared to the Geely. Cargo capacity is actually really good. It's actually got a bigger boot than a Toyota Corolla, even though this is a relatively small car, 308 litre boot. 1,037 litres when the rear seats are folded. In terms of standard equipment, it gets a pretty good list of standard equipment. It's got 15-inch steel wheels. This is the base model. Tyre repair kit, automatic halogen headlights. Halogen headlights are a bit budget, I think. Keyless entry and start, 7-inch digital instrument cluster, 10-inch touchscreen infotainment system, wireless and wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, BYD's app suite, including Disney and YouTube and all that stuff, 4G cloud services, over-the-air software updates, 4-speaker sound system, so a bit of a budget sound system, USB-A and USB-C outlets, leatherette upholstery, so basically artificial leather, 4-way manually adjustable front seats, leatherette wrapped steering wheel, and the premium gets alloy wheels, 16-inch wheels, automatic LED headlights, rain sensing wipers, power folding exterior mirrors, wireless phone charger, 6-way power driver seat, 4-way power passenger seat, heated front seats, 4-way steering column adjustment, and one-touch up and down driver's window. Clearly, the premium version for a few $1,000s more is absolutely worth paying the extra money. Colors. A two-tone black and grey interior color is standard, and the exterior colors, I believe, don't cost any extra. You can get pine lime, white, Arctic blue, and cosmos black. So this kind of gives you an idea of the price you're getting Chinese EVs now in countries outside of the United States. And I mean, this is the price here in Australia we're getting to pay for what are really good Chinese cars. It's not really that much different to the price in China. It's really very, very affordable. There's nothing really on the market you can get. Even petrol, even gasoline-powered cars in this price segment. So there's going to be a whole bunch of these affordable cars in many countries around the world over the next couple of years. The US is just going to miss out. So you guys are going to be kind of looking out going, we feel like Cuba. We feel a little bit like, you might feel a little bit like Cuba, where you can't get all the new stuff and you guys have to drive around in some of the old stuff. Now, I know you've got Tesla, you've got Lucid and Rivian, General Motors, they make some good stuff, but it's not cheap, that's for sure. Thanks for watching.